Welcome to Owen Allen Media. So, as we all know, Trump mass deportation threats are real. So, an unverified document from the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, which we know as ICE, has surfaced on social media, and this is coming from Trinidad Express News, listing 1,197 Trinidad and Tobago nationals among 1.4 million foreign nationals set for deportation from the U.S. ICE has been busy raiding, and just yesterday, a U.S. military aircraft landed in Amritsar, India, with over 104 to 200 Indians deported from the U.S. So the countries with the highest deportation numbers include Mexico, 252,000, Guatemala, 253,000, Honduras, 261,000, and El Salvador, 203,000. Now, in the English-speaking Caribbean countries like Jamaica, they said that Jamaica has 5,120. We have already seen flights from the U.S. going to Jamaica since last year, and this year there were deportees also, and I covered that story. Now, as for Trinidad and Tobago, has 1,197 Trini listed. Some more figures include Venezuela, 22,000, the Dominican Republic, 12,000, and Haiti, 32,000. That's crazy. Some of these countries will be plunging into more chaos, especially when these deportees arrive. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and make sure to subscribe to get all our latest videos. I said that the deportation may be delayed due to pending appeals, asylum claims, or lack of cooperation from foreign governments. Currently, 15 countries, include China, Russia, and Venezuela, are deemed incooperative in accepting deportees, while 11 others, including St. Lucia, are at risk of non-compliance. And we know Jamaica has been compliant with the U.S. If you ask me, Andrew Holness would not want to be on Trump's wrong side at this very moment. So Trinidad and Tobago Foreign Minister Amari Deraisx stated that while no official communication had been received, the country continues full cooperation with the U.S. authorities on immigration matters. Now, the government has not verified the document and cautions against replying on unofficial reports. So basically, this is a report where they're saying, Trump hasn't really reached out to Trinidad government to say, all right, we're going to send these 1,000 people back to the country. Situate yourself and put measures in place to be able to receive them. Because the thing is, and the truth is, government should be able to receive deportees and have measures in place to make sure that these deportees are not going back to crime and violence. If they are deporting criminals and they have already either served their sentences or whatever the case is, right? You want to make sure that you are steering people away from crime and violence, and they become active members of society where they're contributing to society rather than tearing things down. So whenever Trinidad received their first flight of deportees under Trump mass deportation, then I will be updating you guys. In other Trinidad news, the lower house approved the appointment of Junior Benjamin as acting commissioner of police, with Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley emphasizing that the government had no role in the events leading up to this decision. During the emergency sitting, Rowley clarified that he merely conveyed the Police Service Commission nomination to the president, stressing that the government does not direct police investigation. Now, Keith Rowley denied prior knowledge of any merit list, placing Benjamin at the top, stating he had to trust the judgment. He also noted that Parliament had not yet received additional information from POLSC as previously recommended by the opposition. What all of this means is that we will not be seeing Erla anytime soon until she dealt with her legal situation, whether she is found guilty or innocent. So, former police commissioner of Trinidad continues to share his thoughts on Erla saga. He holds nothing back, just like in his last video. This is what Gary Griffith had to say.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm here yet again to bring clarification to this mess that is ongoing, whereby we have seen that there have been reports that a commissioner of police may have allowed the illegal entry of weapons into the country and being arrested. I just wish to bring the facts so that the country will understand what is going on. First, the SSA is not a law enforcement agency, so they are not allowed to bring in prohibited weapons. That is automatic weapons. A prohibited weapon is an automatic weapon. That is a weapon that can fire 35 rounds in 3 seconds. Only the Defense Force and the Police Service, for example, have that authority to import prohibited weapons. So hearing the comments being made over the last few months and especially over the last few days that these sniper weapons were prohibited weapons, and it is published in the newspapers as well, that is all a lie. A sniper rifle is not a prohibited weapon because it is not an automatic weapon. So that's the first thing. So if it is that the legal department of the police service figured that this was their game of, we catch her because she allowed sniper rifles to be brought into the country for the SSA because it is seen as a prohibited weapon, that is a lie. That is not true. The SSA can acquire weapons, but not prohibited weapons. Secondly, the SSA, again, just the comments being made that the SSA has no authority to have a weapon. How dumb can we be? You have persons who own supermarkets, chain of supermarkets, and he has an FUL, and then he will have 15 firearms through FUECs to give to persons to guard his supermarkets. So you're telling me a supermarket owner can have 15 firearms under his FUL, but the director of the SSA can't use his same FUL to acquire weapons in the same way where certain persons can have FUECs. But again, as I said, they cannot have prohibited weapons. They cannot have assault weapons. And to add to this, the SSA have been responsible and the holders of hundreds of firearms for the last few years since 2016, when all of the weapons that the Special Anti-Crime Unit had, it is now under the control and the care of the same SSA in Kamuto Barracks. But so to clarify all of this, the SSA cannot have a prohibited weapon, but the SSA, through the FUL of the director, they can have authority to have weapons with persons having FUECs. The latest, however, hearing a Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence coming to state that she has written to the chair of the National Security Council to verify if he gave permission for these weapons to enter the country. It shows either incompetence at the highest level or somebody just does not understand the law, which I think is what happened at the start when the legal department of the police service foolishly decided to arrest the police commissioner without having enough evidence that would have pushed it over the line, and then having the perception that the sniper rifles were prohibited weapons, because up to now they can't even say what they wanted to charge Earl Christopher for. So going back to this thing here where we have the director of intelligence writing to the chair of the National Security Council, a politician has no authority to approve or deny weapons entering the country. So what are you getting the Prime Minister involved in this bacchanal for? He has no involvement. So you write into the Prime Minister, he does not have the authority to approve or deny the entry of these weapons. And if it is you're a Deputy Commissioner of Police and you do not understand that the Commissioner of Police has sole authority, only the Commissioner of Police, no politician has that. But it goes back to, remember, a few years ago, for 3 years, politicians perceived that Gary Griffith was giving out too many weapons because it seemed that they had a concern that I was allowing law-abiding citizens to defend themselves. And they were making comments foolishly, not understanding the law. And that's why we had the Stanley John report and the audit report full of lies, but it is perceived and we have been told. And that's why after 3 years, not one person has been questioned, not one person arrested, not one person charged in relation to those so-called padded audits.
All right, so that's the video for today. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Owen Allen Media, we keep you informed.